Hello students, good morning to all. I hope that you all are enjoying e-learning. So now let's begin with our first chapter. Fine. It's your computer class and today we will start with our first chapter, that is computer networking. Fine. Now before starting this chapter, I just want to clear that we will cover this chapter in two parts. Fine. In first part we will discuss about some basic components. We will discuss about the networking, how it works, and some basic knowledge about the network. And then in our second part, we will explore more about networking. Fine. And by the end of this week, it means by Friday, you will get the question answers, exercises, and everything. Well, the chapter, it means the PDF of this chapter will be uploaded soon in your WhatsApp group. Fine. It will uploaded by the end of this video only. Fine. So after reading this or after listening to this whole video, you have to download that PDF in your phone. You have to read that chapter once. Fine. And then you will get some notes on that WhatsApp group only. Fine. So you have to write all the notes in your notebook. So now let's begin and let's see what we have to discuss. First, we have to discuss about computer network. This computer network means networking through computers. Fine. And networking means communication or connection between two or more individuals or two or more things. Fine. So if we have a network between two or more computers, then in that case that will be termed as computer networking. Like as you can see over here, fine, we have the central switch. With the help of this switch, there are few computers which are connected. There is one printer also in that same network. Fine. So it means all these three computers are able to communicate with each other, and it means it's the example of a network. Fine. Now let's read this. A computer network is a collection of computers connected to share information and resources with each other. The computers are connected using a communication medium such as cable, telephone lines, or satellites. A computer network enables devices to share hardware devices, exchange files, etc. Well, it simply means that a computer network is a collection of devices, computers, or other computer machines with the help of which we can share information or other resources. The computers are connected by using some cables or some mediums. Like you can see over here we have some cables. Fine. Here we have a microwave signal or any waveform signal. It means it's a wireless medium. Here we have a wired medium. Fine. So we need a medium for communication first, then we need devices, and then we need a central device. Fine. So these are few things that we need for computer network. Fine. Now a computer network enables devices to share hardware devices, exchange files, and etc. It means by using a network we can share files, we can share data, we can share some hardware components also. Networking, it means right now the method that you are using for learning, it's a type of network. Fine. And we all are a part of this networking thing. Fine. This YouTube is also a type of network. The WhatsApp that you are using, it is also a part of a network. Fine. And we are using these networks for sharing the resources. Fine. If you will download that PDF from the group, that will be a type of network resource. That will be a PDF file. If you are watching this video is a part of a network resource. It means it is a content that you are using from a network. So these are some types of resources that we can grant or that we can avail from a network. Fine. Now, a computer network can be as small as just two computers. Fine. Suppose you are sharing some files between two computers. So for that you can share it. That share it is also a type of network that we are creating. Suppose you are using Bluetooth in your old phones for sharing files. So that Bluetooth will also help you to create a network. Fine. So for networking, minimum we need two computers, and at max we can have millions of computers. Fine. So it means a network can be as small as just two computers sharing resources with each other, to as long as millions of computers connected with each other to share their resources. It means in a network, minimum we can have two computers and maximum we can have n number of computers. Fine. Now, internet is one of the largest network of computer which is spread across the world. It means internet is one of the biggest network that we have around us, and all the computers or machines or peripherals which have this networking capability are a part of this internet. Fine, I hope you have got this much. Now next we have to discuss about components of computer network. Now, generally whenever we talk about a computer network, well, most of the time we have to either send something or either we have to communicate with someone. Now, for example, right now you are learning, fine, and this method of learning, I am sending some piece of information to you and you all are receiving it. Fine. So it means right now we are a part of a network. Fine. In this networking process, I am working as a sender because I am talking to you. Fine. And whatever information you are able to see in your display, that is a message that you are getting. Fine. And because you are receiving that message, so it means you are a receiver. And because we both are using internet for that, we both are using wireless internet for that, so it means the transmission medium is there, and that transmission medium is wireless medium. And in this overall process, there will be some rules that we are using. So these rules are termed as protocol. Fine. So right now we have to discuss about these 5 components which are a part of our network. So let's see what are these. First, we have a message. Well, message is the main piece of information which is to be transferred. Fine. It could be a text, voice, image or other media, like a message that you are getting in a WhatsApp or in your phone or any other app. Fine. Or if in case you are able to hear my voice or you are able to see the video or the media in your display. So this can be a part of our message. Fine. So it is one of the most important component in the computer network. Then next is the sender. Sender is the source. Fine. It means it is the person, or it could be a computer also, who is sending you the message. Fine. So it means the person or the computer, the device which is providing you this message will be termed as a sender. It means right now I am working as a sender. Now, receiver is the person or computer who receives the messages which are given by the sender. Fine. So now because you all are learning right now, fine, because you all are receiving some knowledge just now, so it means you will play the role of receiver. Then next we have transmission media. It is the communication channel through which the messages are transferred from the sender to the receiver. Fine. Now this transmission medium means cables or wireless method through which we can transfer our data. Fine. So because right now I am using a wireless mode, I think you are using a mobile phone, so that will also be a wireless mode. So it means we both are using a wireless medium. Fine. But if in case you have a cable network, fine. So in that case you are using a cabled net. So that will be a wired medium. Fine. So similarly we can have 2 types of mediums. Either it can be a wired medium or it can be a wireless medium depending on our internet connectivity. Fine. Next is protocol. Protocol is a standard set of rules which are followed by the systems to communicate messages across the network. Fine. Now, in general, for sending and receiving messages, we have to follow some rules. And there are some rules which define us that how we have to communicate. Fine. These rules are termed as protocol. Now, in this network, these rules are followed by the websites or the web channels that we are using for sharing our data. Fine. Now, let's see how it works. Fine. It's a diagrammatic flow of this components of computer network. Fine. Here we have the sender. It is the receiver. And it is the main message which we have to send. Fine. Now suppose being a sender, I have to send a piece of text to you. Fine. For sending that piece of text, either I will use network or I will use internet. So it means this internet or this network and the connections which I am using, these will play a role of a medium. Fine. A medium in between the sender and the receiver. Now, while I am sending this message to you, I have to mention your details like your email number, your email ID, your mobile number, or some other kind of information. Fine. So all these informations are analyzed by the network or the internet, and then only the messages are given to you. Fine. Now for analyzing this email ID or mobile number, there are some set of rules which are already available, and these few set of rules are termed as protocols. Fine. Now When you will receive the message in the receiver's end, that message will again be considered and checked in your side. Now you will check for the sender, that who's sending you that mail, whether that person is the authenticated one or not. Fine. So it means again on the receiver's edge you are using some kind of set of rules, and these rules will be termed as the protocols. Fine. So it's a simple flow. You can simply read this whole page and then you can go through this once. You will easily get these things. Now next we will discuss about the types of computer networks. Well, on the basis of geographical area, there are 4 types of networks that we have. These 4 categories are LAN, MAN, WAN and CAN. So now one by one we have to discuss all these 4. So we will start with the LAN first. LAN stands for local area network. Fine, LAN stands for local area network. As you can see over here, there are few computers, fine, in a limited range, and these all are connected with the help of this little box. So this box can be a hub or a switch. Fine. Now when 2 or more computers are connected within a small range, like a room, an office, building or a campus. Fine. It means if in case we have a limited range, we have a limited area, and in that limited area few computers are connected, in that case that network is termed as LAN. Fine. And the maximum range of a LAN is 10 kilometers. It means LAN has a limited capacity, that limited range is 10 kilometers, and in a LAN we can have minimum 2 computers and maximum 1000 computers. Well, it's very clear to us, I think so. Now for being in a network we need minimum 2 computers and maximum we need 1000 computers in a LAN. Fine. So it means in this LAN we need a small range. There will be only limited number of computers and that range is up to 10 kilometers. Fine. Now next we have metropolitan area network. Well, this metropolitan area network is very popular among us. Fine. I hope that you all have a cable TV in your home, and in that cable TV the networking that we are using, that networking is MAN or metropolitan area network. Fine. Now this metropolitan area network is generally larger in compared to the LAN. First thing. Secondly, it covers a city. Fine. This metropolitan area can easily cover a city, and it generally use wired medium. It means in this we will only have the wires. Fine. The size of a MAN can range from 10 to 50 kilometers. It means a MAN or a metropolitan area network can be of minimum 10 kilometers or it can be of maximum 50 kilometers. Fine. And the most common example is the cable TV network or the landline phones that we have. These are the examples of metropolitan area network. Fine. Now next we have to discuss about wide area network. Well, this wide area network is the most important thing and it is widely spread. Fine. Now when 2 computers or more than 2 computers which are located at a faraway place, fine, and these computers are linked with some communication technologies and they are performing some kind of communication, then that network will be termed as a wide area network. Fine. For example, recently there were some government meetings. In these government meetings there were some governments of different countries, and all of them were talking by using some electronic technologies. Fine. They were conferencing by using video calls. So that video call can be used only in internet. Fine. So it means that internet is a type of wide area network. Fine. So it means in this wide area network, the parties or the individuals are located at faraway places, and this network is very vast in size. The type of network covers very large geographical area. Fine. It can cover countries or continents. Fine. It is the biggest form of network that we have. By the help of this LAN, we can cover the network of multiple countries or continents. Fine. Now, mostly it is used by railway reservation system, ATMs and some other companies, and the largest example of WAN is internet. Fine. I think you all have that internet connection with you. So that internet connection is the example of WAN network. Fine. Now, for this WAN network we use fiber optic cables and microwaves for sharing data and resources. Fine. So you have to learn this point that in WAN we will use fiber optic cables and microwaves. Now the last thing that we have to discuss is personal area network. Fine. In this personal area network, this type of network is used to connect the devices like printer, cell phones, tablets, etc. Fine. You might have seen that in our homes we have so many devices. Fine. We have Bluetooth headset, we have mobile phone, we have laptop, we have printers. Now suppose you are connecting your personal devices in a network. So that network of yours will be termed as your personal area network. Fine. Suppose I am sending some files from my phone to some other phone. So in that case, that small network will be termed as a PAN, a personal area network. Fine. The network coverage of this area is very small. It ranges from 5 meters to 10 meters. And generally in this we use either Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. Fine. Now suppose when you are using a wireless technology in this PAN, then it is also termed as WLAN. WLAN stands for Wireless Local Area Network. Fine. So this WLAN is also a part of our PAN network. Internet is a widely spread network. It's a worldwide network of computers and it is often termed as network of networks. Fine. So it's a combination of multiple networks around the world. Through internet, computers become able to exchange information with each other. Fine. In easy words, we can say that by using this internet, computers can very easily share information with each other. Fine. It is also termed as interconnection of computer networks. Fine. We can also term this internet as interconnection of computer networks. It means in this multiple computer networks are connected with each other. Now every computer in internet has a unique address or has a unique IP address. Fine. Our IP address is a number, something like this. Fine. And this unique IP address is used to identify a device or it is a location of a computer in the network. Fine. So this internet is a connection of multiple networks around the world, and we can say that it's a global system of networking. Now we have to discuss about some networking devices. Our first networking device is modem. This modem stands for modulator and demodulator. Fine. Modem stands for modulator and demodulator. This modem generally converts the digital signal into the analog form. Fine. There are two types of modems, internal modem and external modem. Fine. Now this internal modem is something like this and the external modem appears something like this. Fine. So these are the networking devices which will help you to be in a network. Then next we have hub and switch. This hub and switch are two most important devices in a computer network. Well, suppose we have to connect two or more computers in a network. Now for connecting two or more computers we need a central device. So this hub is that particular central device which will manage the traffic of the computers. Okay. So this hub is the central device that manages the flow of data across the network. A hub divides the bandwidth or communication speed equally. Fine. The best important thing is that this hub divides the speed equally between multiple computers. Fine. Then next we have switch. Switch, we can say that it's a bigger version of hub. In the switch we can connect more computers and it is more dedicated in compared to the hub. Switch is also a central device, but it provides signals only to the desired devices. Fine. So it means it will only communicate with those nodes which are giving a request signal. Fine. So that's why it is more dedicated in compared to the hub. Then next we have router and gateway. Router is a network device which is used to route the data across the different parts of a network. Fine. It is generally used for creating wireless networks. As you can see, we have some wireless antennas over here. So it is generally used to create the wireless networking. So that's why it is used in WAN. Next we have gateway. As the name suggests, it is a connection point of multiple networks. Fine. So gateway is a piece of networking hardware which is used in telecommunication. Fine. So it helps us to connect multiple networks or multiple small networking components to create a telecommunication network. If you have to learn about the network, is termed as protocol. Fine. As we know that in our daily life, everything has some set of rules that we must have to follow. Fine. Like in our school life we have some rules, in our home we have some rules, for every task we have some rules that we must have to follow. Similarly, in a computer network we have some rules, we have some protocols that have to be followed. Fine. So all the basic set of rules which are followed in a computer network, these rules are termed as protocols or networking protocols. Fine. So now let's see what are these. Data transfer on a network involves communication between the client and the server system. Fine. So some standard set of rules are used by these two systems to make the communication possible. These network communication rules are known as protocols. Fine. In easy words, we can say that for sharing data in between two computers, we need some set of rules which will define that how the data will be transferred. Fine. And these set of rules are termed as protocols. Well, the first term that we have to discuss is network topology. Fine. This term topology has a very simple meaning. This topology means a map. In easy words, we can say that this term topology means a map or a layout through which we can easily connect multiple computers in a networking. Fine. Now it provides us a method, a way through which we can connect our computers in a networking. Fine. Now let's read and learn. The way of connecting computers, different computers in a network is known as topology. It refers to the way in which the nodes of a computer are linked together physically. It means all the methods that we use for connecting the computers, these methods are termed as topologies. Fine. Whether you are using a simple wired connection or a wireless connection, in all these modes, the technology, the terms that we are using, these are a part of some kind of topologies. Fine. So now one by one we have to learn about all these topologies, and we also have to discuss about their advantages and disadvantages. So now let's begin. Well, types of topologies. In general, our topology has three categories. The first one is termed as a star, second is ring, and the third one is bus. Fine. These topologies have a very simple and a very unique name, and these names are on the basis of their structure. Fine. The star topology has a star-like structure, that's why it is termed as a star topology. Whereas this ring topology is circular in shape, or it has a ring-like structure, something like this. That's why it is termed as ring topology. Whereas in a bus topology, everything is connected in a single serial line like a bus. That's why it is termed as a bus topology. Fine. But these are not the only three categories that we do have. We have three more type of topologies. Fine. The other three are termed as mesh topology, hybrid topology, and tree topology. Fine. So after learning these three, we have to discuss about these extra topologies also. Fine. Now let's read the star topology first. As from the name, it is given as a star, so it means it will have a star-like structure. Fine. Now for making it a star-like structure, in this topology, it has a central device. This central device is termed as either a hub or a switch. And all the computers of this networking are connected to this central hub or switch only. Fine. Now this topology is best for a small network, but it has some disadvantages also. Fine. The best part of this topology is that if any of the computer is not working properly, in that case the whole network will not affect. Now let's take an example first. Suppose one day you were using your computer, and suppose you are using computer number 2 and your other 4 friends are using these 4 computers. Fine. Now let's say that for any difficulty your computer is not working properly, or this connection wire is temporarily broken. Fine. So in that case, only your computer will not be able to be a part of that network, whereas all these 4 computers can easily share their files in the network because of the central hub. Fine. So it is the best thing of this topology that if any of the single computer is not working, still all the computers can work because of the central hub device. And one more best thing is that in this topology we have a central device, a central hub or a switch, and this central hub or switch manages the data traffic also. Fine. So it means that if one or more computer is asking for a common resource, in that case this hub or this switch will easily prioritize the sources. Fine. Now let's say that in the same network we have a printer P. Fine. And this computer 1, computer 5, computer 4, these 3 all want to use the printer. So in that case, this hub will provide the printer to all these one by one. Fine. Let's say that first computer 4 was requesting, so that's why computer 4 will get it first. After that the request was from computer number 5, so after that it will get, and then after that the computer number 1 has given the request, so after that computer number 1 will get the printer as a resource. Fine. So this central device can easily manage the traffic or the data of the networking. Fine. Well, now let's read. In a star topology, all the nodes are connected to a central system called switch. Fine. It can be a hub or switch, okay, which forwards data towards its destination. Fine. So what generally happens, we just have to send our data from the computer to the hub or switch, and then hub or switch can easily pass on the data to the other computers. And the one more best thing is that this star topology is generally very secure in nature. Fine. Suppose you want to send something to computer number 5 and you are using computer number 2. So in that case, when you will send that data will directly go to the computer number 5 from this hub or this switch, and this computer number 1, 3 and 4 will not be able to access the data because of data security of hub or switch. Fine. But it has one biggest disadvantage also. That biggest disadvantage is that if the central hub or switch is not working properly, fine, suppose that there is a malfunction in this hub or switch, in that case the whole network will not work. It means neither a single computer will be able to participate in the networking. Fine. So it means if your hub is working properly, you can be in the network, but if your hub is switched off or it is not working, in that case you cannot be a part of network. Fine. Now let's read the advantages and disadvantages. The first advantage is that it is cost effective. Fine. As you can see over here, all the computers are connected separately with the hub or switch. It means we are using less wires. First thing, we are using less resources. That's why it takes less cost. Second is, if any of the local computer fails, the network is unaffected. Now let's see what is that. If, as I have told you just now, that if this computer is disconnected in the network, in that case all these remaining 4 can easily participate. Fine. Then next we have one disadvantage also. That disadvantage is the system crucially depends on the central switch. It means in this topology everything depends on the central controlling device, and if that device fails, the entire network goes down. Fine. Now let's suppose that these 5 computers are using the network, and suddenly just because of some error this hub or switch stopped working. So in that case the whole network will stop and every computer will suffer the data loss, or they will not be able to take a part in the networking. Fine. Just because of this central device. Okay. So that's why the central device is very important in this star topology. Fine. I hope that you have got this much. Then next we have ring topology. Fine. There's one more thing better. When you will write the notes in the notebook, you have to make all these diagrams. Fine. You have to make these block diagrams in your register along with these definitions. Next we have ring topology. As you can see from the structure only, in this ring topology we have a ring like structure. Fine. Instead of that central device, here we don't have a hub or switch. Okay, we don't have a hub or switch over here, but instead of a hub or switch, what we have, all these computers are directly connected to each other. Fine. Well, we can see that this computer number 1 is connected to computer number 2 and computer number 5. Similarly, computer number 2 is connected to computer number 1 and computer number 3. Fine. And this computer number 3 is connected to computer number 2 and computer number 4. And this computer number 4 is connected to computer number 4 and computer number 5. This 5 is connected to 4 and 1. It means here every computer is connected to the next computer. Fine. It means every computer is connected to the next computer. Fine. Now the best thing of this networking is that if by mistake this cable is not working properly, fine, if this cable is not working properly, still our computer number 1 is able to transfer the data to computer number 2. Fine. अब देखो यहाँ पर क्या होता है बेटा, if this cable is working, in that case 1 will directly transfer the data to computer number 2. But if in case this cable is not working properly, in that case this 1 will pass the data to computer number 5, then 5 will pass the data to 4, then 4 will pass the data to 3, and this 3 will pass the data to 2. Fine. So by this we can easily share our resources, but it has a very biggest problem. The problem is that because we are sharing our data from computer to computer, so that's why the security of data is very less. Fine. Suppose that you are sending a very important file. So if in case you will send that file to computer number 5, it is a possibility that the user will read that file. And if the user is reading that file, in that case, the confidentiality of the data will be very less. Fine. Now let's read. In a ring topology, all the nodes are connected in a closed loop. Fine. As you can see over here that everything is in a closed chain or in a closed loop. Fine. Each device is connected to other two on the either sides. Fine. As you can see over here that every computer is connected to the other two. Fine. Now data travels only in one direction. Fine. It means either it can travel from this side or it can travel for this side at a time. Fine. It means at a time we can't have bidirectional data flow. Bidirectional means at a time or in a single instant this 1 and 2 cannot communicate to each other. But what they can do, at one time only one PC will send the data and the other one will receive. Fine. And each computer passes the data to the next one. Fine. Instead of passing the data directly to the machine, they have to pass the data to the other one. Now let's suppose this one wants to send something to computer number 3. So in that case, first this PC number 1 will send the data to PC number 2, and then from this PC number 2 the data will be given to PC number 3. Fine. It means it will not directly pass the data to PC number 3. Okay. Now let's read the advantages and disadvantages. First one, it is more reliable. Fine. Reliable because in this, if in case your connection string is not working properly or any of the cable is not working properly, still you can take part in the networking. Fine. Then the ring network requires more complicated control software. Fine. This network needs a very complicated software because every node is sharing the data to the next node. Fine. Then next, failure of one node results in the failure of entire network. Fine. If in case any one single computer is not working, I'm not saying the cable is not working. Now let's say this computer number 2 is not working. Fine. If the computer number 2 is not working, in that case the computer number 1, 2 and 3, all these computers can have a data loss. Fine. So it may cause a data loss for all the devices in the network. Fine. So that's why every node has to be active and fit and fine. The next topology we have as bus topology. Fine. So as the name is given, it is bus. Now here this bus means in a single line or in a sequence. Now let's have a look here. Here's the example of a bus topology. As you can see this picture. Fine. It's example of our bus topology. In this bus topology, you can see that we have this central wire. This central wire is the main wire which carries the data. And at the end of this wire, we have these terminators. Fine. These terminators are the endpoints, controllers of this network. And all the computers are hooked into this particular central line. Fine. Now, the best thing of this networking is that in this networking, data flows in a sequence from one node to another. Fine. And every node has a separate line for itself. But there's a very big problem in this networking. If just because of any error this line is broken or this line is not working properly, in that case the entire network will stop. The first problem. The second problem is that if because of any issue any one computer is disconnected, in that case that computer will not receive the data files. And then the next biggest problem is that in this networking hackers or attackers can very easily connect. Fine. The biggest and the most common example of this bus topology is the cable network. Fine. The cable TV network that we have, it is an example of bus topology. Fine. Now let's read and learn. In a bus topology, all the nodes are connected to a central cable called bus. Fine. What is this bus? Bus means a wire. Fine. In our computer we have some system buses I have taught you earlier. Fine. So these system buses are the wires inside a computer. Fine. So this cable, this central cable is also termed as bus. Fine. Now the transmission from any node travels the length of the bus in both directions. It means if you are sending some data, that data, if you are sending from this node, that data will go from here up to the end point. Fine. It means data will travel from one node to another. the bus has terminators. It means in this bus we have some endpoints, and these endpoints will mark the end of the networking also. Fine, which prevent bouncing of signals. Now the best thing is that if this terminator is working properly, the data will not bounce back. Fine. Now let's read the advantages and disadvantages. The best thing is that these networks are very easy to connect. Fine. These networks are very easy to connect, because what we have to do, suppose I want to connect one more PC. So what I will do, I will just simply connect a connector over here, and then I will plug in that PC over this side. Fine. And like this I can easily connect any number of computers in the central wire only. And the second biggest advantage is that failure of one node does not affect the network. Fine. Now let's say that this computer is not working. In that case, the other three can easily work on the network. Fine. And there is one disadvantage also. A signal on the bus must be strong enough to reach the receiver. Now suppose the signal that we were getting, that was very low. तो वहाँ पे प्रॉब्लम क्या आएगी भाई, सिग्नल यहाँ से चला, computer number 1 will get the signal with a high frequency. Fine. Then 3 will get the signal with the high frequency, and when this signal will reach to computer number 2, तो क्या होगा, सिग्नल की फ्रीक्वेंसी कम हो जाएगी, और हो सकता है कंप्यूटर नंबर 4 तक का सिग्नल की फ्रीक्वेंसी बिल्कुल खत्म हो जाए. Fine. So there is a possibility that the data frequency will decrease if our network strength is low. Fine. So it was all about the bus topology. Now we have next two. These are two additional topologies, but still we have to learn about